Hello fans! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the swirling dramas and intense personal dilemmas unfolding in Port Charles on Thursday, June 19th. From life-altering proposals to heated confrontations and heartbreaking rejections, the residents of this beloved town are facing challenges that could reshape their futures. Let's explore the tangled web of emotions and decisions with fresh perspectives, unexpected twists, and a closer look at the motivations driving our favorite characters through these turbulent times. Prepare yourself for an in-depth journey into the heart of General Hospital, where love, betrayal, and secrets collide in the most unexpected ways. Willow takes Crossroads, a proposal that shakes her world. At the center of today's emotional storm is Willow, who finds herself standing at a pivotal crossroads that could redefine her entire life. The ever-charming Drew has dropped the bombshell by asking for her hand in marriage, presenting her with a choice that's anything but simple. As Drew implores her with heartfelt sincerity, saying, "At least this gives us a fighting chance. If you say yes," Willow's mind races with doubt and uncertainty. On the surface, accepting his proposal might seem like the perfect solution to the chaos surrounding her relationships, especially with Michael Corinthos. But beneath this romantic gesture lies a maze of complications. Willow can't help but wonder if saying yes is merely a bandage over deeper wounds that refuse to heal. Is this marriage proposal truly a path to happiness, or is it a desperate attempt to escape the unresolved tensions with Michael and the lingering shadows of Drew's past manipulations? Delving deeper into Willow's psyche, it's clear she's not just grappling with her feelings for Drew but also questioning his true intentions. Recent encounters, particularly a tense moment with Jason Morgan, have planted seeds of doubt in her mind. Was Drew's charm during their past interactions genuine, or was it a carefully crafted facade to win her over amidst the storm of deceit swirling around them? As Willow stands on the precipice of this monumental decision, she's also haunted by the potential fallout with her loved ones. Accepting Drew's proposal could alienate her further from Michael, whose presence in her life remains a complicated knot she can't untangle. Meanwhile, the Port Charles community watches with bated breath, knowing that Willow's choice could ripple through countless lives, altering alliances and stirring up old resentments. Will she take the leap into a future with Drew, hoping against hope that love can conquer all, or will she listen to the whispers of caution in her heart? Michael and Sasha, a bond tested by secrets and strife. Meanwhile, the air grows thick with tension between Michael Corinthos and Sasha Gilmore as they navigate the fragile terrain of their shared responsibilities and buried secrets. Not long ago, scenes of serenity painted a picture of harmony as they sat together, doting over a baby that binds them in ways neither fully anticipated. But tranquility is a fleeting guest in Port Charles, and their peaceful moment quickly dissolves into a charged confrontation. Sources hint that their discord may have been sparked by a chance encounter with Drew and his entourage, stirring up unresolved emotions and unspoken grievances. Michael, ever the devoted father figure, is adamant about not being sidelined in the baby's life. His determination to remain a pillar of support for the child clashes with Sasha's fierce desire for autonomy as she seeks to carve out her own path as a mother. Sasha's resolve to raise the child independently is understandable, yet the secret she once guarded so closely is now an open book, complicating her plans. Living under the roof of the Quartermain mansion, she's constantly surrounded by meddling family members who seem to have an opinion on every aspect of her life. This environment only heightens the stakes of her discussion with Michael. If they can find common ground, aligning their visions for the child's future, they might just create a united front strong enough to fend off the overbearing influences of the Quartermain clan. Imagine the power of their partnership. Mitchell, with his deep-rooted familial ties, could shield Sasha from intrusive advice, while Sasha's independent spirit could inspire Michael to redefine his role as a co-parent. Their conversation today isn't just a clash of wills, it's a potential turning point. Will they emerge as allies, crafting a balanced dynamic for the baby's sake, or will their differences drive an insurmountable wedge between them? Curtis and Portia, a love on the brink of collapse. Elsewhere in Port Charles, the heart-wrenching saga of Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson takes a devastating turn as Curtis delivers a stinging rebuff that could signal the end of their once promising romance. Their relationship, already strained by layers of misunderstanding and external pressures, faces a breaking point as Curtis confesses to Jordan Ashford that it might be too late for him and Portia. These words carry the weight of finality, hinting at a man who has endured one-too-many betrayals or disappointments. While blackmail scandals have undoubtedly played a role in fraying their bond, there's a deeper, more personal rift at play. Curtis seems haunted by past mistakes, particularly those he believes he made with Jordan, and he appears resolute in not repeating history with Portia. Could this be the moment he chooses to walk away for good, severing ties with a love that once held so much promise? Adding fuel to this emotional fire is an external catalyst, a controversial editorial that Curtis is being coerced into publishing. This forced move may well have been the final straw, pushing him to reevaluate not just his relationship with Portia but also the compromises he's willing to make for the sake of peace. The editorial, shrouded in mystery, could carry implications far beyond their personal sphere, potentially exposing secrets or aligning Curtis with forces he despises. As he grapples with this moral dilemma, his interactions with Portia grow increasingly strained, each conversation laced with regret and unspoken accusations. Observers in Port Charles can't help but wonder if there's any hope left for reconciliation. Can Curtis find a way to bridge the chasm between them, or has the accumulation of hurt and mistrust created a divide too wide to cross? Their story is a poignant reminder of how quickly love can unravel when trust is eroded by circumstance and choice. Trina's fury, a daughter's rage ignites. Amidst this whirlwind of personal crises, Trina Robinson emerges as a fiery force of emotion, her discontent boiling over in a powerful scene with her mother, Portia. Overcome with frustration, Trina unleashes her anger, declaring, "I hate that man so much." Her words, dripping with venom, are a reaction to revelations brought forth by Kai Taylor, whose influence has stirred the pot of family secrets and blackmail. Trina's involvement in this messy affair, initially hesitant, has now become a full-blown crusade as she struggles to make sense of the chaos enveloping her family. Her rage is not just directed at an individual but at the broader web of deception that threatens to ensnare those she loves most. This explosive moment between mother and daughter raises critical questions about how much Portia has kept hidden from Trina. Will Portia be forced to lay bare the intricate details of the blackmail scheme that has haunted their lives, or will she continue to shield Trina from the darkest truths, risking further alienation? Trina's passionate outburst also underscores her protective instinct. Her hatred stems from a deep desire to safeguard her family from harm. Perhaps there's an opportunity here for growth. If Portia can meet Trina's anger with honesty, they might forge a stronger bond through shared vulnerability. But the path ahead is fraught with uncertainty. As Trina dives headfirst into this conflict, her actions could either mend or further fracture the fragile ties within her family. The stakes couldn't be higher as Port Charles watches this young woman transform her pain into a catalyst for change. Next, we will uncover the gripping turmoil engulfing Willow Corinthos as she navigates a devastating custody battle, a crumbling alliance with Drew Quartermain, and a potential ultimatum from Michael Corinthos that could shatter her world. In Port Charles, where loyalties are tested and betrayals cut deep, Willow's choices are under intense scrutiny, leaving fans on the edge of their seats. Join us as we delve into the heart of this emotional saga, exploring new dimensions of her struggle, unearthing hidden motivations, and speculating on the seismic consequences of her decisions. From hospital bed revelations to courtroom aftermaths, we'll paint a vivid picture of a woman caught between love, guilt, and the heartbreaking possibility of losing everything she holds dear. Willow's unyielding stand, with dangerous devotion to Drew. In the wake of a brutal custody battle for her children, Amelia and Wiley Corinthos, Willow Corinthos finds herself grappling with a reality that's as painful as it is bewildering. Reeling from the judge's soul-crushing verdict that stripped her of custody, she lies in a hospital bed, haunted by the memory of that harrowing moment when her world collapsed. Yet, amidst this personal catastrophe, Willow doubles down on her controversial alliance with Drew Quartermain, a decision that has sent shockwaves through Port Charles. Despite Drew's despicable act of manipulating young Wiley into overhearing a vicious lead that Michael Corinthos abandoned his children for his new daughter, Daisy. With Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Willow clings to him with a stubbornness that defies logic. What drives this unwavering loyalty? Is it a desperate need for stability in the chaos, or does she see in Drew a mirror of her own flaws, a partner in guilt who understands the weight of their shared mistakes? Delving deeper into this perplexing bond, it's evident that Willow's faith in Drew is not without its cracks. His recent scandalous encounter with a prostitute has already shaken her trust, casting a shadow over his promises and intentions. Yet, even as she wrestles with the fallout of prioritizing Drew over her children, a choice that directly contributed to her losing custody, seems swayed by his persuasive visions of a new beginning far from Port Charles, possibly in the political arenas of Washington, D.C. Could this tantalizing escape be clouding her judgment, or is her persistence fueled by a profound sense of guilt over their illicit affair, a secret that binds them in a web of mutual dependency? As the hospital walls close in around her, Willow's internal battle rages. Each memory of her children's faces a piercing reminder of what's at stake. Will her refusal to abandon Drew, even in the face of his betrayals, become the anchor that sinks her hopes of ever reclaiming her family? Michael's brewing storm, an ultimatum on the horizon. Across town, Michael Corinthos simmers with a righteous fury that threatens to erupt into a life-altering confrontation. The sting of Drew's manipulative stunt with Wiley still burns, fueling Michael's determination to protect his children from further emotional harm. Rumors swirl that he's on the verge of issuing a game-changing ultimatum to Willow, a stark choice that could force her to rethink every decision she's made. Backed by the legal prowess of Diane Miller, whose sharp mind and sharper tongue are legendary in Port Charles courtrooms, Michael is poised to lay down an offer that's as much a challenge as it is a lifeline. Sources close to the Corinthos family whisper that he might demand Willow sever all ties with Drew as a condition for a peaceful co-parenting agreement. The alternative, a chilling possibility of being cut off entirely from Amelia and Wiley, with no visitation rights to soften the blow. This potential ultimatum isn't just a personal vendetta, it's a calculated move amplified by the influential hand of Carly Spencer, Michael's mother, who's fiercely protective of her grandchildren. With the weight of Corinthos' wealth and connections behind him, Michael's proposal carries an undeniable force. Money and power often speak louder than words in this town. However, there's a flip side to this high-stakes gamble. Should Willow reject his terms, her steadfast loyalty to Drew could paint her as an unfit mother in the eyes of the court and the community, further jeopardizing her already fragile standing. Yet, from another angle, Michael's demand risks being perceived as a controlling overreach, an attempt to dictate Willow's personal life long after their romantic ties have dissolved. The tension is palpable as Port Charles watches this chess game unfold. Will Michael's ultimatum be the push Willow needs to break free from Drew's orbit, or will it only harden her resolve to stand by him, no matter the cost? The emotional quagmire, children caught in the crossfire. As Willow and Michael stand on opposite sides of this emotional battlefield, the true casualties of their conflict remain Amelia and Wiley, whose young lives hang in the balance of their parents' choices. Willow's insistence on defending Drew, despite his repeated betrayals and the havoc they've wrought, risks alienating her children further. Each decision she makes seems to drive a deeper wedge between herself and the little ones she loves, their innocent faces a haunting reminder of what she's already lost in the courtroom. Complicating matters is Sasha Gilmore Corbin's growing role in Michael's life as the mother of his new child, Daisy, a presence that stirs a tumultuous mix of jealousy, resentment, and longing in Willow. How can she navigate a visitation schedule with Michael when every interaction is colored by the specter of Sasha's influence and the pain of her own diminished role in her children's lives? Adding another layer of complexity, Willow's trust in Drew, misguided or not, could have long-term repercussions on her relationship with Amelia and Wiley. If her children grow to resent her for choosing a man who so publicly wronged their father, the emotional scars might be irreparable. Picture Wiley, years down the line, grappling with the memory of overhearing Drew's cruel words, a moment that could shape his view of his mother's loyalty. And Amelia, too young to understand now, might one day question why her mother fought so hard for a man over her own family. Meanwhile, Michael's protective instincts as a father clash with his lingering feelings for Willow, creating a volatile mix of anger and unresolved attachment. As they attempt to hammer out a visitation arrangement, every conversation is a minefield, each word a potential trigger for deeper conflict. Can Willow find a way to pivot before her stubborn allegiance to Drew costs her the last threads of connection to her children, or is she already on a collision course with permanent estrangement? A town divided, the ripple effects of personal choices. The drama surrounding Willow, Michael, and Drew extends far beyond their immediate circle, sending tremors through the tightly knit community of Port Charles. Carly Spencer's fierce advocacy for her grandchildren isn't just maternal instinct, it's a declaration of war against anyone who threatens the Corinthos' legacy, including Willow if her choices continue to defy family interests. Local gossip mills buzz with speculation about how far Carly will go to ensure Amelia and Wiley remain under the Corinthos umbrella, with some whispering of potential underhanded tactics to sway legal outcomes. At the same time, Drew's political aspiration in Washington, D.C., add an intriguing twist to the narrative. Could his proposed fresh start be a genuine attempt to rebuild with Willow, or is it a calculated escape from the mounting scandals that plague him in Port Charles? His influence over Willow, whether born of manipulation or mutual desperation, keeps the town guessing about his true endgame. Furthermore, the legal machinations orchestrated by Diane Miller on Michael's behalf highlight the power dynamics at play, reminding everyone that in Port Charles, justice often bends to the will of those with the deepest pockets. If Willow's defiance of Michael's rumored ultimatum paints her as an unfit mother, the court of public opinion could turn viciously against her, amplifying her isolation. Conversely, if Michael's actions are seen as overbearing, he risks losing the sympathy of those who once admired his dedication as a father. As friends and foes alike take sides, the personal becomes political, with alliances shifting and old grudges resurfacing in unexpected ways. Will Willow's loyalty to Drew become her ultimate downfall, or can she find a way to balance her heart's desires with the needs of her children before the town's judgment seals her fate? Next, we will explore the puzzling dynamic between Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor, a pairing that promised to ignite the screen as Port Charles' newest hot young couple but has left many fans underwhelmed and disengaged. Despite their individual charm and potential, something crucial seems to be missing from their romance, sparking debates about chemistry, storytelling, and unmet expectations. In this deep dive, we'll unpack the reasons behind their lackluster reception, introduce fresh angles to their narrative, and ponder the future of their relationship amidst the bustling drama of General Hospital. From football fields to family feuds, let's dissect why Trina and Kai are struggling to capture hearts and whether there's hope for them to turn things around in the ever-turbulent world of Port Charles. A mismatch of sparks, the chemistry conundrum. On paper, Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor should be the epitome of soap opera magic, a stunning, intelligent young woman paired with a tall, dashing football star brimming with charisma. Trina, with her proven track record as half of the beloved Sprina duo alongside Spencer Casadini, has already shown she can anchor a captivating romance. Kai, meanwhile, brings an athletic allure and sharp intellect to the table, making him a seemingly perfect match for someone as dynamic as Trina. Yet, despite these winning traits, their on-screen connection falls disappointingly flat for a significant portion of the General Hospital audience. The chemistry that should sizzle between them feels more like a faint flicker, leaving fans scratching their heads over what's gone awry. Could it be that Trina's heart, still scarred from the emotional roller coaster with Spencer, isn't truly open to a new love story, or is it that viewers themselves aren't ready to see her move on so soon? Beyond the surface, there's a deeper issue at play in the way their relationship is portrayed. Unlike the intense, angst-filled saga of Sprina, which kept fans glued to their screens with its high stakes and raw emotion, Trina and Kai's storyline lacks the same gripping tension. Their interactions often feel mundane, almost too grounded for the dramatic landscape of a soap opera where passion and conflict reign supreme. Imagine a scene where Trina tries to share a tender moment with Kai at a local art exhibit, only for it to feel more like a casual chat between friends than a blossoming romance. This absence of fervor gives fans little to root for. No forbidden love, no heart-wrenching obstacles, just a pairing that feels safe but inspiring. In a town like Port Charles, where every romance seems to teeter on the edge of disaster, their lack of drama renders them almost invisible. Will the writers find a way to inject some much-needed fire into their bond, or are Trina and Kai doomed to remain a footnote in General Hospital's storied history of love? From gridiron to gallery, a relationship built on shaky ground. The foundation of Trina and Kai's relationship offers a glimpse of potential with its opposites attract premise, yet even this intriguing setup struggles to captivate. Kai, a former football sensation with little knowledge of the art world, finds a patient teacher in Trina, who introduces him to her passion for creativity and culture. In return, he opens her eyes to the thrill of the game, cheering from the sidelines as he once dominated the field. Their early days held promise, a charming exchange of worlds where brushstrokes met touchdowns, and mutual growth seemed to pave the way for a deeper bond. However, this cute dynamic quickly lost its luster as their story veered into predictable territory, lacking the twists and turns that make soap opera romances addictive. What if their shared journey had been peppered with rivalry or secrets from Kai's athletic past, adding layers of intrigue to their evolving connection? The plot thickens with a dramatic turn when Kai suffers a devastating injury during a critical game, an event that could have been a turning point for their romance. The injury, severe enough to threaten his future, leads to a miraculous yet suspiciously funded surgery orchestrated by none other than the controversial Drew Quartermain. Post-recovery, Kai is roped into participating in what fans describe as a dreadfully dull documentary about his comeback, a project that feels more like a chore than a celebration of his resilience. While Kai expresses gratitude toward Drew for bankrolling his medical salvation, Trina and her family harbor a deep-seated animosity toward the manipulative businessman. This conflicting loyalty introduces a sliver of tension, but it's not enough to salvage the couple's appeal. Picture Kai filming a documentary scene at the hospital, oblivious to Trina's growing frustration as she overhears whispers of Drew's ulterior motives. Without a stronger emotional hook, their storyline remains a missed opportunity to explore themes of trust and betrayal on a grander scale. Can a darker revelation about Drew's intentions finally give their romance the edge it desperately needs? Drew's shadow, a sinister puppet master in the mix. One of the most perplexing elements of Trina and Kai's narrative is the enigmatic role of Drew Quartermain, whose involvement casts a long, ominous shadow over the young couple. Why would Drew, a figure often associated with scheming and self-interest, go to such lengths to fund Kai's life-changing surgery? The lack of clarity around his motives fuels speculation that his generosity is anything but altruistic. Recent episodes hint that Drew might be using Kai as a pawn in a larger game, possibly aiming to sow discord within Trina's family, particularly between her parents, Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson. Kai's newfound curiosity about Curtis and Portia's strained marriage, perhaps encouraged by subtle nudges from Drew, threatens to drive a wedge between him and Trina. This meddling could be the spark that finally tests their relationship, but for many fans, it's too late to ignite genuine investment in their pairing. Let's imagine a scenario where Kai, grateful to Drew, unwittingly becomes an informant of sorts, relaying personal details about Trina's family during casual conversations over coffee. Not realizing he's being manipulated, Trina, sensing something amiss, confronts him at a family gathering, her eyes flashing with hurt as she questions his loyalty. This added layer of deception could transform their dynamic into a battleground of trust versus obligation, forcing Trina to decide if Kai is worth the risk of further family upheaval. Meanwhile, whispers around Port Charles suggest Drew's endgame might involve leveraging Kai's influence to undermine Curtis's business ventures, a plot that could explode into a full-blown feud if uncovered. Despite this potential for drama, the audience's disconnect from Trina and Kai as a couple mutes the impact of these developments. Many viewers remain indifferent, their hearts still yearning for Spencer's dramatic return from the presumed dead, or resurrection that could eclipse Kai's presence entirely. Is Drew's shadowy influence enough to salvage this faltering romance, or will it merely hasten its demise? Port Charles Pulse, why Trina and Kai fail to captivate. Amidst the vibrant chaos of General Hospital's recent storylines, which have propelled ratings to new heights, Trina and Kai stand out as an unfortunate weak link. Port Charles is currently ablaze with gripping narratives, from shocking betrayals to long-buried secrets resurfacing, keeping fans hooked week after week. Against this backdrop of high-octane drama, the tepid romance between Trina and Kai feels like a quiet afterthought, failing to match the energy of the town's other enthralling plots. Their lack of compelling conflict or emotional depth pales in comparison to the heart-pounding sagas surrounding characters like Carly Spencer or Sonny Corinthos, whose every move seems to carry the weight of life and death. Could a sudden, unexpected tragedy, perhaps a relapse in Kai's injury, finally thrust them into the spotlight, or are they destined to remain on the fringes of viewer interest? The audience's disengagement is compounded by a lingering attachment to Trina's past with Spencer. Fans who cheered for Trina's tumultuous yet passionate love story find it hard to embrace Kai as a worthy successor, especially when whispers of Spencer's miraculous survival continue to circulate. Social gatherings in Port Charles, From galas at the Metro Court to casual meetups at Kelly's Diner, buzz with speculation about whether Spencer could storm back into Trina's life, rendering Kai a mere placeholder. This nostalgia for a past romance overshadows any attempt to build Trina and Kai into a couple worth rooting for. Moreover, Kai's integration into Trina's family drama feels forced to some, as if the writers are grasping for ways to make him relevant without first establishing a genuine emotional connection with the audience. As General Hospital thrives on other fronts, the question looms large: can Trina and Kai find their footing in a town bursting with larger-than-life stories, or are they doomed to fade into obscurity? Conclusion: a romance at crossroads. As we reflect on Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor's journey on ABC General Hospital, it's clear that their potential as Port Charles' next great young couple remains frustratingly untapped. Their lack of chemistry, despite individual appeal, combined with a storyline devoid of the angst and intensity that defines soap opera romances, has left many fans cold. Drew Quartermain's mysterious involvement and Kai's entanglement in Trina's family drama offer glimmers of intrigue, but these elements struggle to overcome the audience's indifference, with General Hospital soaring in popularity thanks to other captivating plots. Trina and Kai risk being overshadowed unless a dramatic shift, be it a devastating betrayal or Spencer's long-awaited return, redefines their narrative. What do you think, loyal viewers? Can Trina and Kai reignite their spark, or should the writers cut their losses and pave the way for a more electrifying love story? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below, and stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for the latest updates on all things Port Charles.